Hey everyone, welcome. I wanted to tell you guys something about Jesus' inner circle. I always wondered, why did Jesus pick James and Peter and John to be his main guys? Jesus isn't a respecter of person, and why would he always choose a few to be like his inner circle, and then he had his 12, and then there was 72, in upper room we see 120, and we see all these different people that he kept around him. And something that came to mind is when watching that new series, The Chosen, you kind of get to understand, I guess, logically how Peter always had a problem, always trying to pull out a sword and chop somebody. James and John trying to call down fire on somebody. And I kind of started understanding Jesus always kept those who caused the most trouble around him. And you want to be close to Jesus, you just start causing a lot of problems for him. And those guys were always ready to go and wanting to be number one, wanting to be the best. And they are the ones that needed the most help. And we think, like, well, why would Jesus want to help me? It's like, well, sometimes when we're a mess and we're going through a lot, we need Jesus' help the most. And then you see those who are, oh, I'm perfect, I'm a Pharisee, I never sin, I fast, I give. And you don't see those people be super close with the Lord. But then you always see Jesus leaving the 90 and 9, leaving all the healthy ones to go after ones that are hurting and sick. And he's always close to those who are brokenhearted and those who need help, those who are humble and tender, and he's able to help restore them. So don't fear just because you're not, uh, maybe in the inner circle of some social spheres or wherever, church or ministry. You can be close to Jesus. And with all the problems, I'm thinking, man, I'm always so close to him. I must be pretty messed up. And that might be true, but I'd rather be close to him than be far from him. And I choose to humble myself and learn from him and be taught of him. And he becomes a best friend to you. And and then he chooses to be close to those kind of people who surrender their life to him. But a friend of mine said, well, why not Judas? Well, why wasn't Judas in the inner circle? I was like, I think he was really close friends with Jesus. Yeah, he betrayed him, but when you see the prophecies, even in Psalms, where it says, my close friend, my very close friend who lifted up his heel against me and betrayed me. David was prophesying of Judas and the way Jesus had such a close friend who betrayed him. And it's like, well, if he kept him so close, why didn't he just save him so Judas wouldn't betray him? Sure, then who would betray Jesus? Who would be the one to turn him over to the Pharisees? Who would be the one to fulfill prophecy and get that guy to do that? I don't think Judas is a bad guy. I think any one of us could have been a Judas. Somebody who Jesus had friends with, somebody who was desperate for money, somebody who needed help. And Jesus always called all those people who were really good people who needed help. There's no such thing as a bad, wicked person in the eyes of God. We can choose to repent. We can choose to change our mind, change our ways, no matter how bad we are, no matter what we're going through. He has a place for us, and it's our choice what we do with it. Well, Judas betrayed Jesus, so he must be a bad guy. It's like Judas made his choices. Peter rejected Jesus 3 times. Peter betrayed Jesus. Peter ran away from Jesus. But then he chose to repent and come back. So I see it this way, that a lot of people, no matter where they're at in life, whether they were hurt by church, religion, other people, or whatever, you can still come back to Jesus and still make choices because he loves you and he has a really sweet place in his heart for you because he wants to be your friend and he wants to help you no matter where you're at or what you're doing. So take comfort, and he's leaving the 99 to go after you. He cares about you and you're very important to him. Yes, you cause a lot of problems for him, and yes, you're a mess, but man, he loves you. And he has so much he wants to show you. And he wants you to be in his inner circle. And I want to be there. So join me in his inner circle by being awesome people who humble themselves and follow Jesus and walk with him. And just choose to obey his words over anything else that life may throw at you. Love you guys.